game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Evan McPherson for the extra point. And it's good to make it 7-0.
Makes the score. Our home team 7. Visitors nothing. Kevin McPherson sets the kickoff.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go. Here we go.
Young to throw it. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. And he'll take this down inside the 15-yard line. So Charles already down 7-0 early. They opt to take a shot there on the first play of scrimmage, but that plan backfires.
That feels a little bit like last week's loss lingering into this game, doesn't it? You know, you're down 7 already. You lost last week. It's almost like they were trying to get it all back in one shot, trying to take a big chunk play right out of the gate.
Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. It's Brian Branch with it. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 13-yard line.
At their own 13-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Set.
They run over center with Mitchell. And a nice gain there as he'll be taken down just shy of the 20. They get 6. That'll leave them with 34. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
Young and the offense staying put. They're going to go for it.
Black open. Ready. Hey, black 40. Ready.
They're going to try and throw. He'll try to do it himself. And it's knocked away and incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. And we're going to get another timeout called by the Lions. And that's their 2nd charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining.
11 MT. 11 MT. Gun.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. these guys are able to extend their lead. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And it's now 14-0. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. And not the first quarter that he was hoping for. Now 2 interceptions thrown.
Well, the good ones, they find a way to compartmentalize, right? Put these behind them, have that short memory, but understand why they threw the 2 interceptions. They go on and usually play a pretty decent game. Other quarterbacks, they have a hard time getting past it and often put the ball up for grabs the rest of the ball game.
11. Let's get set.
Gibbs straight ahead. And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 58 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Going back to Gibbs on first down. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating him up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to different forces, aren't they? The conventional things aren't working too well. So I remember a coach of mine saying way back when a back's having a great game, you've got to get the ball out of his hands. See how far he can run without the ball. And what he meant was takeaways, knock it loose, because maybe you can't just stop him with just regular tackling.
Here we go.
They'll run. Here's the former Seminole. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. So a loss of 5, and it'll be second down.
And goal at the Lions' 8-yard line.
Here we go.
And now they will throw it with Burrow. That's caught. Touchdown. Anthony Schwartz with his second touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And his guys find a way to stretch that lead. McPherson on for the point after. It's good, and before you know it, it's 21-0.
Team 21, visitors nothing. Evan McPherson set to kick off.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. And if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
trying to find Jameson Williams. And it's third down. When you look at this defense, they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked third in the NFL against the pass.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Third down, Young from the gun. He'll try and do this himself. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
But I think he's got to be careful as he continues to try to extend plays because he's already been intercepted in this game. And the coverage, they continue to challenge all of his receivers downfield.
33, yellow.
Young to throw on fourth. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the ball will go over on downs on the short side of the field.
Gun. Stop. Right 80, 11, MT, take. Stop.
From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. And that is incomplete. The coverage a little too good there, and it's second down.
It's now second.
Well, they certainly knew their challenge as this series began, and they got to stop on play number 1. Goal now, get 2 more stops and limit the damage to a field goal.
They're passing here, Joe Burrow. It's caught. This is White. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. That puts him in excellent position. First and goal after a gain of 19.
Go. 11, MT.
They'll run with Gibbs. Absolutely nobody fooled there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
At the 11-yard line.
21-0 our score after 1. Second quarter down, it's our home team with possession. As they come up now, second and goal.
Come on. Set.
And another negative play there as they stop him again. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Here we go. 180. Stop.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. On the slant, he's got Davis. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on fourth and goal. Touchdown! A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown. As his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. And McPherson on for the extra point. It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now.
Makes the score. Our home team 28. Visitors nothing. Evan McPherson set to kick off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
Their own 23-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. They're still in search of an initial first down as they come up here first and 10. He tries to keep the legs churning, but he's going to be stopped behind the line.
Some of the big boppers in the game traditionally have been safeties, and he certainly fits that mold. He lets his pads do his talking.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. Here's Pacheco headed right. And he'll take this to about the 24, a gain of 3.
But if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously got to carry the ball, but how about the people up front? leverage, athleticism. They created some nice space for him.
33 rail. 38.
Off the play fake, Young. And he can't escape, and down he goes. It'll be a loss of 8 on the seat, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Well, they tried to go with a little play action there, but nobody on the defensive side bit.
Yeah, they adjusted in time and in a big way and ultimately got the sack. On offense, sometimes you're running play action just to set up a certain blocking technique. In this case, none of it worked.
4th down, Young. Looking deep here for Chase. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. A surprising move to go for it predictably, at least somewhat predictably. It doesn't pay off. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone.
11 MT. 11. Here we go. Stop.
Now a give to Gibbs, running left. And he'll take it into the end zone for a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs with his 2nd touchdown here this first half. And this offense continues to pour it on. McPherson now for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Team 35. Visitors, nothing. Evan McPherson set to kick off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Lions take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Not only are they in search of their first score, they're in search of their first down in this ball game as they come up 1st and 10. They'll be brought down to the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
But no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on 1st down, that fits the bill.
Ready.
Pacheco gets it again on 2nd down. Down the left sideline. He may go. Touchdown, Detroit. Isaiah Pacheco, his first touchdown of the year. And the Lions are able to at least get one score back. Extra point right down the middle. And that'll cut the lead down a bit to 28.
35. Visitors, 7. Jack Fox to kick off for the Lions.
Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And this one over the back line of the end zone. Well, they definitely don't want to give him a shot at returning it. That's obvious. So the ball will come out to the 30. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, everything right now that they touch on this side of the football, it seems to turn to gold. They've scored on 3 straight possessions. That lead continues to grow, and this is caught inside the 15. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. And they rattle off a big one. 61 yards. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Gibbs. Touchdown. McPherson on for the point after. And the route is on here in this first half.
Makes the score our home team 42. Visitors 7. Evan McPherson set to kick off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Here's Young from the shotgun. He's got his man. That's Ertz downfield. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a first down.
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Looking to throw, Young. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
That's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
And that is caught. But he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge, incomplete.
Early on, the running game's been working well, and the offensive line has been pleased by that. The thought process there, catch those safeties creeping up, trying to help against the running game. They tried to hit them over the top, unsuccessfully.
On third down, it's Pacheco. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 3 yards won't be enough here as that'll bring up fourth down. Young and the offense staying put. They're going to go for it. Here's Young throwing on fourth down. He's got his target. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. So after the big play on fourth, here's first and 10. Now here's Young. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
This defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting it once, you get first half scores just like that.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Ninth play of the drive now on third and a country mile.
Ready.
Young will set to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
All right, help me out here a little bit, partner, because what I'm seeing is a passing game that's just struggled to complete anything. No rhythm, no timing. Seems like every pass is also contested well, so give some credit to the defense.
Bates' kick is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Well, not exactly a banner return, so he doesn't give his offense a whole lot of room to work with. They've got to go a long way now to try and score some points. I do know this from experience. There will be a few comments muttered his way by the offense as they head out on the field.
He's got a man, complete. Still going inside the 20. Touchdown. A great effort there. 94 yards. And this offense is running away with this one. Well, they were back in the shadows for their own goal post, and that flipped quickly.
So much for playing it safe. I mean, a conservative, easy call, run the football, take care of it, create some space, put the ball away, but no, let's throw it. And sometimes a defense's aggressiveness is used against them because when you've got people backed up, your natural inclination is to try and really force them back, and sometimes they get burned that way.
They got burned there. Needed a couple yards for the two-point try. They go to the ground game, and it works.
And sometimes it's the exact right thing to do because a lot of teams play you for the pass. So you spread people out, decide to run the football, you often find good running lanes.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need a run now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
3rd and 9 here.
Ready.
Here is Young. That is caught. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
It's a gain of 22 yards. And the Lions first down.
Young to throw it. He's going to sling this deep downfield. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they have that one snipped out defensively. That's a tough one to connect on when you got multiple defenders in the area, and it winds up incomplete.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. He's got this to Williams, complete. And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Jamison Williams, as the first half is winding down. And the Lions are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. They don't get the 2-point conversion here. Tough there. Good pass. Hit the hands. He just couldn't bring it in.
And every receiver's coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And that one not returnable. It's over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 30-yard line.
Their own 35-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with a huge lead already, they may be thinking, hey, our job's complete for these first 2 quarters. Let's get this to the locker room. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run.
Gain of 2. Brings up 2nd and 8.
And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Everybody's got a song called Rockstar, running up the pop charts.
Evan McPherson set to kick off.
It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
First and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Looking to put a drive together.
Let's go now. Go get him. Block 40. Ready?
The play fake. Now Young. Blitz coming, and down he goes. His safety blitz turns out to be a great call defensively as they sack it for a loss of 9. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
10 block. Ready.
Throwing. Young. Now he'll tuck this and run. It's Williams on the catch.
And that's why you do all the drills that you're doing from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football. But sometimes you've got to go left, and that's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A gain of 22 yards. Well, still in the third quarter here. Now, you look at the scoreboard, that deficit probably a little too much to overcome, but completions like that may be something to build on for future weeks.
Yeah, it's all about ending things on a strong note here, isn't it? Because my mindset is it's a new ball game from here to the end. Make sure it's a good one and close it out. I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
And his throw is going to be incomplete.
And those two just haven't been in sync thus far. They've done a nice job against him, but still, with his talent, you would expect him to have more completions to him in this game.
He's airing it out for Williams. And that'll be incomplete as it's knocked away. But a penalty flag is down. So who's this going to be on? I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
And the Lions first down.
To the air once more, Young. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete.
Yeah, their back's up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
Young is intercepted for the third time this game. Daxton Hill puts it off. And he is going to get this one back to the 20-yard line.
Intercepted. They'll take over first and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
11, 11, 11, 11, 11.
And they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it's just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
Second down, and they go back to Gibbs. Well, this will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. Here's 3rd and 7.
It's a gain of 4. Makes it
off the play fake. Here's Burrow. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Good work there to force an incompletion and fourth down. Normally, it'd be a quick change for the punt return unit, but this offense has converted twice on fourth down so far, so you may want to double-check things there and make sure they're actually going to kick the football.
Only 29 yards on the punt there. Definitely not his best. And the Lions will take over. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
In every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
A 2-yard pickup brings up 3rd.
They'll try for the first with Pacheco. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 102 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. Looking deep here for Chase. And this will be broken up and incomplete. Now a penalty flag down. And they may be going backward here.
Red, cycle. Down. Ready?
Now Young. That's to the sideline and incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
The 3 straight incompletions, they don't care. That hasn't dissuaded them. They're going to go for it on 4.
Ready, ready. 6, 50, green. Go team. Green Jack. Hut, hut.
Young now. Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. Again, it's Young. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I'm trying to decipher what's going on out there because I don't know if he's just getting bad reads. I don't know if the defense is confusing him. I don't know if he just has, bad info and intel before he snaps the ball. But he's made some pretty bad decisions with the football.
And we'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Isaiah Pacheco, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Lions are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. So we'll see what Young and his guys can do here as they walk up for the two-point try. They'll try to run it here. And he will find the end zone again. So he gets the touchdown and the two-point conversion. And that'll cut this deficit down a little bit further. I guess the last score wasn't enough for them. They want more. Here comes an onside kick. And the hands team does its job. They're able to secure it. So erase the flag. They decline it.
And did they use the big eraser, or was that the one at the end of the number 2 pencil?
Well, I was thinking the 2x2-inch ones that you can buy and use in addition to the pencil.
And those last forever.
A long time.
No doubt.
Now it's Burrow. He completes it right side of the money. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. A good gain of 14 there, and he moves the chains. So first and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Can. 11 mighty.
Burrow will throw. And he almost had his second pick of the game. Probably should have. And he's frustrated as it falls incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
I'm darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph. And the Lions are going to take over at their own 13-yard line. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they got me pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Young. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jordan Bell. The one side gets an interception, but their defense comes on the field and picks them right back up by getting a pick of their own.
And I think you saw the same thing that I did, Brandon. As he ran off the field after making that play, we saw his quarterback seek him out and offer a personal thank you to bail him out a little bit as the offense takes the field again.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They'll start in excellent field position following the INT. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down.
Taken down right at the
No gain on the play there. 2nd down. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Bringing up 3rd and 12.
Here we go.
On 3rd down, here's Gibbs. And he works free. There he goes again. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. Here's 3rd and 6.
Here we go, here we go. Shot.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 109 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ballgame. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And now ball going to be intercepted yet again. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line.
Intercepted by the Lions. They'll take over 1st and 10.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Following the interception, Young. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And this is incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points right in his hands, but could not hang on.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
33. Yellow. Ready?
Young to throw it. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This is 3rd and 10. And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle.
13 yards on the play. And the Lions.
They'll throw again. Young. And that is caught. Touchdown, Detroit. Jamar Chase, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Lions get a bit closer. So the Lion offense staying on the field as they're going to try for 2. The Young's going to throw for this. And he's got it for the 2-point conversion. So they tack on a pair more here to narrow that deficit a bit further.
Visitors 32.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this one won't bounce their way. It's covered up by the hands team. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it.
Here we go.
So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down 2nd and right at a yard. At this stage of the game, for the score where it is, the key here, stay in bounds, and he did just that. Not by a huge margin, but he stayed in.
And those come up in what we like to call winning edge meetings, the things that you have to do late game situations, kicking situations, doesn't matter what it is, the things you have to do to win a game, and that comes up in that meeting, then you practice it, you're going to be happy to see it executed, being able to stay in bounds and work the climb.
Give him 32 on the play.
First and goal at the 1-yard line.
Gun. Got.
Oh, how about this call down near the goal line? And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line.
It's a loss
Back
of
at the 5-yard line
Brings
now,
up
second and goal.
At the 5-yard line.
On the give, here's Gibbs. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, a 5-yard touchdown run. And his guys are going to add on to their lead.
Well, this offensive line has really stepped up to the challenge here because those Mastodons, they've been sensational clearing holes all game long. And this is great work down here near the goal line to give their back the space he needs to work his way into the end zone.
Burrow's going to look to throw for it. And he's going to be taken down. It's a sack. And they fail on the try for
56. Visitors 32.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. They trail big as we continue on now here in this fourth quarter.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
They drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Ready, red, yellow, black, red.
Now Young. Yeah, this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
Good clean play. No flags coming out of the pocket of the officials. Turns into an incompletion, and that should get them off the field with a 3 and out.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Lions turned away on 4th down. And that will force a turnover on downs. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Hand off now to Gibbs. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. 136 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long. So here's a 1st and 10 now, down inside the 20.
Here we go.
Another run for Gibbs here. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They're in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
Not in any rush offensively. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
They need 12 here. It's 3rd down.
Let's get set.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here. And they're going to get him down well short of the 1st, as he can only get this to about the 19. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll be 4th down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. 4th down. Here's Joe Burrow. The quick slant caught. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Some collective exhales over there on the sideline. A big pickup through the air on 4th down to bring up 1st and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Y'all gotta pump my taste. Y'all can't talk about basic. We might have no Power Rangers.
Gun.
And he gets halfway there, down to the 1-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
They're bringing us about right now with a convincing lead. I think this is where they put on the boxing gloves, start to try and pound them into submission.
And the offensive line, they've controlled this game. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So it's a high 5 for that one. His 5th rushing touchdown of the game as he draws ever nearer to potentially making a run at an NFL record. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead.
32. Evan McPherson set to kick off.
After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
At their own 31-yard line.
Offense ready to kick off their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. They do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up above. So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
First down. It's a gain of 23 yards.
Young.
First down, Lions.
And this is caught. Well, they get one back. Picking up the late touchdown here, but still down big. And that touchdown there, it's not going to get them a win. It makes things a little more respectable.
Yeah, a little more palatable going out in this ball game. A little something to build on going into the next game, but it won't alter the final score.
And no, it falls incomplete. So the 2-point conversion, no good.
Our home team 63. Visitors.
So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And it looks like this one won't work out. Hands team able to secure the football. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Credited with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here we go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. And he will find his man Schwartz. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 28 yards there and give him a 1st down.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
12. 11, 11, 11, 11. Shot.
Here's Burrow. And he whips that one incomplete there. The CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
It's going to be a nice pickup, but he also takes a pretty good lift at the end of that one.
Brings up 3rd and 3.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends.